Okay, well, that's okay. I can take that off. Okay.
Take what off?
This. I can just get rid of that. Hi, everybody. It's Bea with Journey to Jackpot Slots. And tonight is my first time gambling online, doing slot machines. And this back here is my partner. And he is going to guide me in this. So let's see what we can do. Let me try and make myself a little bit smaller here and move it so that I can change my bets if I want. Right now, what we're going to do is we're doing $264 a spin. I have 120, 60 in, and I'm going to play it out, I think, on that denom, okay? So let's get started, and wish me luck. Here we go. A big fat nothing. And we're playing 88 Fortunes, okay? Oh, we got something. Ooh, cool. Okay, we got 1440, so at least we got our bet back plus.
Well, Miss B, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Do you think that these online games go cold and hot, or hot and cold, however you want to put it? You know, when you first sign up for them to get you hooked, they let you win.
I heard that. Yeah.
After you played it for a while, it sort of dries out and they try to get their money back. What do you think about that?
I don't know. It's our first time playing, so we're going to find out. And we'll see what happens.
Well, so far, you're staying around the same amount of money you put in.
Right.
So that's good. But I've heard good things and bad things. Where people have won and then all of a sudden they started to lose, and they had to jump off the apps.
Well, my friend won. He said how he does it. He gets on and he just won. He told me a couple weeks ago he just won 10 grand doing this. But he gets his money and he hops back off. So we're going to see. You know, I mean, I did some research on different online gaming companies, and they all have like 1.5 stars, and I guess that's because of, what do you think?
Well, you can't win all the time, and to be honest, a lot of people, when I leave the casino sometimes, if I don't win, I'm a little pissy.
Yeah, well, what happened today when you were at Hollywood? Where were you at, Grantville or York?
Grantville.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't lose that much money, but I did give some of the money back that I won the other day. But the thing is, you know, not that they're rigging anything. I would not want to say anybody's doing that, but I would think it would be easier to rig an online game than it would be an actual physical machine.
You know what, that I don't know. You know, when we listen to Cowboy Slots, because he's a slot tech, or he was a slot tech. I'm not sure if he still is. But he talks about it, and he, wait a minute, let's hold on here 1 second. I think I was talking about Cowboy Slots, and he talks about machines don't go cold. I don't know how they do online. I don't know how they regulate that either, because I know it's kind of difficult if they need to change a machine, you know, in the casino, so that they have to do paperwork, and there's a whole bunch of things involved in that. I'm not getting anything here. We're down to 107. Oh, wait a minute, we got something.
Getting a little more ammo right now.
Yeah. I don't know, that noise is always like, I like that noise. Well, what do we got here? Nothing.
Well, you can't win them all, even on the video versions of the slot machine. But like, you know, we were talking about, I'm not saying anybody has things rigged, but it'd probably be easier to do this. Like when you were in Atlantic City and you showed that video of the Tropicana, and they're doing the physical machine, and they have a person that's actually going to play it for you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if your odds would be any better or worse, but at least you can see a person physically pushing the button for you.
Right.
Not saying that they couldn't turn the machines up or down. I wouldn't say that. But, you know, I think You know, I'm very leery of things like this when we go to the casino and you see those video poker machines. You know, it's like I'd rather play with an actual person. Once again, I'm not saying it's rigged. I do listen to a lot of cowboy slots and gamble smart, and they say you have the same amount of odds, but some casinos aren't doing very well. Like in Vegas, they're down 40%. Atlantic City's getting hurt a little bit. Their profits aren't there. And hey, what happens when you're not making any money? Either you start laying people off, or hey, I gotta tighten these machines up a little bit, make the house win a little bit more.
See, I don't like to think that they do that, but do you think that casinos are suffering because of online gambling?
Of course, you can gamble all over the place. Atlantic City, when I was younger, was a booming town. You'd have people there all the time. You know, 365 days out of the year. We used to take bus trips down there. Now, you can't find a bus trip to go there. In Pennsylvania, where we live, they opened up casinos. And we took a lot of business from Atlantic City. Pennsylvania is the number 2 casino with revenue to Vegas. And that says something for Pennsylvania. We don't have the nicest casinos.
No, and we can't record in the casinos either. They won't let you record. Okay, got a little something, but I don't see much action going on here.
No,
what do we need to get free spins? Do you remember on this game?
No, I usually don't play 88 Fortunes. I usually stick to the old school slots. They've been the best to me. I have watched, not trying to name drop, but it is what it is. I've, watched a lot of cowboy slots and jackpot judo.
Yeah.
And that one dude flipping and dipping, and they go for or old school slots, and that's all he plays. So I've been winning more since I've gone to the older slots than in the beginning when I was looking for the fun games,
Yeah.
I was looking for the flaming hot pots, or the buffaloes. I've never won anything on buffaloes, but I have one on old school slot machines.
I get sucked into the fun machines. I just like the fun machines.
See, I like money, and I like to win better. I mean, I do like the graphics. They are more interesting. We actually saw this one video. What was that? The slot machine at Grantville Hollywood Casino. And it actually has like 4D. The seats rumble.
That was so cool. Yeah.
It was in 3D. And it's like, this is a cool game.
Yeah.
But it's like, I put $20 and just bet 50 cents just for the experience of the game.
Oh, I still have my earbuds in.
But
sorry,
that
guys.
would not be a game that I'd play all the time, but for something completely different. When we were in Atlantic City, we were at the Tropicana, and they had no game like that. I mean, this game was crazy. Literally, the seat would rumble, vibrations. Then you got the speakers surrounding your head. It's like
they're doing more of that though now. They're I don't know how they're doing it. Didn't they say they were doing something kind of like 3D where it projects from the screen?
They're doing some of that. But the one we saw, it didn't really project. It was in the screen, but it was definitely 3D. And it was completely different.
Yeah, this is eating my money up.
Well,
really.
That's what slot machines do. You can't win all the time. We watch all these people, Vegas, Matt, Lady Luck. You can't win all the time.
I know, but they show their wins, and that's what makes
Vegas Matt shows his losses. I mean, I was watching an interview with him, and he said last year, for 18 months, they lost $300,000. But he said they make it up with YouTube revenue and merge. Because you can't do this for a living unless you're a card player.
Should we change our denom? Should we go down?
Try, it would go down if you want your money to last. Sure.
Let's try going down a little. Sorry, guys, got to move me here. But, we'll go down just a little and see what we get.
Yep, sometimes you do have to switch up the denom to make things happen. We've watched that enough. There's some people that just like Vegas Matt, who I love his personality, but he'll get on the denomination and stick to it. Every now and then he'll change. Mr. Handpay, NG Slots, they're running. What's her name? Lady Luck. They'll switch up that denom and go.
Yeah.
So I'm a believer in that. It may not work on one and try another. We've done that before.
I love Vegas Matt because he's always saying, what did we win? What did we win?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he knows a lot about slots, but he's got a personality.
Oh my God, he is so funny. He is really funny. Yeah, we're not doing. Come on, machine, pop that.
Well,
pop it.
we might dispel one myth.
What's that?
Depending upon what happens. Oh, when you first sign up for this online gambling, they let you win to get you back in.
Yeah.
So if this money is lost, that may just be a myth.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I'm not going to put any more in. My goal was to just either win and get off, probably at like 200, or play it down and call it a night.
Yeah. I can't make that pot pop.
I know. And that's the other thing that really freaks me out, because you can get so drawn in by what the screen looks like and how big the pot is. You think, oh, okay, because remember when we first started gambling, we kept saying we would go to even the hot flaming pots, when they looked like they were full, and oh my gosh, it would eat my $100 in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's one of those myths that has been disproven. Because you see a pot that's full and it's like, oh, it's got to pop. It just amazes me how a lot of people do gamble, but they don't take the time to learn how to gamble, especially slot players. If you're a card player, you're online, maybe doing some blackjack, baccarat, or whatever it might be, so you're learning the craft so you get better at it. But when we'd go to the casinos, a lot of people would tell us the myths. Oh, that machine's close to popping. You see where that is.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not. And here could be another myth dispelled. Not that you're going to lose this money. It seems like it so far.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm not having any luck at all.
If they want you to come back again, they might need to give you a little something. Uh-oh, it looks like that might be a decent win.
Well, we're back up to 45.
Well, he's got some more ammo.
Yeah, but that was I think the first thing I got on $1.76. Yeah. And you see, guys, how the mini, the minor, and the major change when I changed denoms. They went lower.
Yeah, but you still want to read the game rules. I don't know if you did or didn't. Most of these machines, the higher denom you go up, even though you can do lower bets, the greater the odds of you winning. But you definitely want to read the instructions in most of these games, except for the old school games. Most of them don't have instructions. We're in Atlantic City. I won a few $1,000s when I was down there. I also gave a few $1,000s back, and the machine had zero instructions.
But we learned something, because remember when we were down there, what were we playing? What do you remember?
It's called. It didn't have a specific name. It said 5 and 10 on the machine. But after it hit a certain dollar amount for the jackpot, I think it was about 110, 114, the machine would pay. And I didn't notice it until the third day. I was just like, oh, okay, wait a minute. It's not one of those Ainsworth games where it's a must hit buy. It doesn't tell you that on the machine, but it does. Because I hit it a couple of times, and the last time I figured out, that's when it hits a certain denom.
Nothing. Yeah, I remember I had asked the tech, do they pay off at a certain point, and he said no. But then we realized what was going on, and the last day we fed that machine, and the guy that got on after us, he got it, and it was, we got something, not much. This just is not being very nice to us.
See, this is playing like an actual high volatile machine.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything that it shouldn't be doing. That's why I like old school slots. Tell you guys a story. We were down in Atlantic City before Christmas. And, I think she had 1,000, I had 1,000. We lost it all. Went to the Mac machine, lost more. Then I jumped on some old machines, and we made a huge comeback. Found this. Matter of fact, I think it was that 510 machine. I won like $500-600 on that. Then I took it to another machine, won another $400 or $500. Gave her a couple of hundred, and then she ended up hitting a jackpot that night.
Yeah.
And then I started hitting, but it's like I'm a big fan of old school slot machines. $2 machines, $5 machines. I'm not at that point where I'm willing to do $10 to $1,000 a bet like some of these guys, but I'm winning with what I feel comfortable with. I don't know about you. If I win $1,000, I'm happy with that. Would I rather win $20,000? Yes, but I'll take $1,000.
You know what I'm wondering as we're doing this? You see how the pot is right now?
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering if the next person that plays this game, if it starts out the same way, is empty.
Well, you know.
Do you know what I mean? Because on a machine, it doesn't do that.
Well, I don't know how this actually works because I've never played online, but it may not be the same machine. Obviously, it's not a machine. It's what would you call this? It's not AI. It's a virtual machine.
It's a game. It's a gaming machine.
Yeah, so I don't think the next person, I think it might be like another individual game.
Right, or maybe it shows up differently each time someone downloads it.
I would assume, like, say you're done with this. I don't know. Anybody that does know, leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are, and if you do know anything. I would think this would end, and then somebody else, because you never know how many people are playing. You could have 50 people, 1,000 people
at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be playing the same game. So I'm going to say this is an individual game, but do I know that to be a certainty? No, I do not.
Folks, we're getting down there. We're almost out of money.
We're going to need some last spin magic.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or at least get some ammo so we can live to fight another day. Well, 50 cents not going to cut it.
I know. Look, we are really getting down there now. Them little turtles, they're not... Come on, machine. Give me something.
Yeah.
And again, too, it's knowing when to stop, you know.
Yeah, but I don't even know when that is. I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't want to go crazy like NG slots. And actually, Miss B is probably going to do a video on this. Like, we watched them drop $100,000 in the machine to win $300,000. But think about this. You already have your $100,000 in your hand. You win $300,000, but now you have to pay the taxes on that $300,000, and that's $100,000 of the money you put in.
I talked about that a little bit. You know, about wondering. Oh, look, we're at 49 again. Okay.
Got some ammo.
Yeah, we got a little bit. We're still going.
But like I said, that's the only part I don't like about some of these guys that I do see on TV. Sorry, TV on YouTube. Even though I can watch it on my television.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, you know, they're winning these big jackpots and they're putting a lot of money in it. You know, but you already paid taxes on the money that you're putting in the machine to get that money back, and now you're like paying a double tax.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing. I think they're a little crazy for doing that. I mean, I would assume it's profitable because the bigger guys are still on YouTube making these videos, and if it wasn't profitable, I think they'd be falling by the wayside.
Well, wait a minute. Did you just talk about Vegas Matt and what he had said? Like, he was down, but he makes his money off of his merch.
His merch and YouTube revenue.
Right.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I mean, that would be the only way to do it, because you're not going to win all the time. I watched Lady Luck, you know, lose $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, you know, trying to make a comeback.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's, you know, that gets crazy. But I know when we first started this, you know, I had the bright idea that, you know, okay, I wanted to be this big professional gambler. Don't ask me why.
Wow.
But we did learn a lot, because we would go to the casino and lose all the time. We would lose.
Nope, and it's funny just watching a few videos here and there.
Yep.
I would say our winnings are 50-50.
Yeah.
We go there, we lose 50% of the time. We win 50% of the time, except for we have been lucky in Atlantic City with the wins.
Yeah.
Definitely been luckier there than the local casino that we play at.
Right, yeah.
You think?
Yeah, and you know, really, I prefer to play at a casino, you know, a real casino. But honestly, here in PA, it's just, it doesn't seem like they pay out. I know what I really like is, but I don't like the games, is the skill games in Pennsylvania, because you don't have to pay tax on the money that you win. That's very attractive. But the games are just not very interactive.
No, they're not. But I like that they're non-taxable. You know?
Yeah.
They're usually, I mean, I don't know if anybody watching this video is going to be from Pennsylvania. They might have skill games in other places. I've never seen them in my travels. But here in PA, they're not usually high. You might get a machine up to $15,000, $16,000.
Right.
And then it typically will pay out. But when it pays you that $15,000, $16,000, there is no tax on it. So that is a nice thing. I forget, I just got a couple of tax forms from some wins, and I'm not going to want to pay that money at the end of the year.
Whoops, yeah.
But I got to do what I got to do.
Okay, folks, this is it. We're at Last Spin Magic. This will be it for the video because we are out of money, and as you can see, it was not successful, but still, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Let's see what happens.
Anybody want to send over a super chat? We're open to that.
Yeah.
You can send some stickers too.
Right.
Help us.
Okay,
so we can create more content.
We are out of money, but we will see you again. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment below on what you think. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.